Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those that need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SKiMPod, SKiMPod.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, it's the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum 216,
Lunchbox 2099,
The Real ODP.
And I'm your host, the internet's Tayrell 713.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
Christmas Eve, I believe 76 was the year. Girls and boys full of joy with the season of cheer. Smell the sky, hella pies and cakes getting baked to be ate after everything going off your plate. But wait, not tonight. It's straight beans and rice. On the table, are we able to proceed tonight? I wonder what the morning brings, so it's hard to doze off. 3 o'clock in my socks, I crack the dough soft. Hoping when I open the door, I'll see Santa. Now, who the hell is this in this blue bandana? Messing with the boxes that's up under the tree. Look like Santa Claus done crossed into a woman to me. Now I'm coming to see the whole picture getting clearer. How we have less as Xmas gets nearer. Mirror, mirror, please, it seems I've been deceived. And thanking you, Saint Trick, for the gifts I received. So I creep back and act like I ain't even peeped it. This'll be me and Mom's private secrets. Santa Claus is coming straight to the ghetto. God, I love that song. Trey D, truly one of the most gifted MCs in the world, because who gonna flip Christmas bars like that? But that's just what it is, man. It's Christmas time, and we do what we do. Hello, and welcome to it. It Stays Crunchy and Milk. It's episode 474. Let's take it to Hocking County. I am your host, the Internet's Tayrell 713. Joined as always by my fellow host, it's Tatum 216.
Is Hocking County here?
It is. That's an Ohio of 474, forgive me, is an Ohio of state of whatever route. And it is
because I've always heard of Hocking Hills. I don't believe I've been there.
Yeah, it's down in down is an assumption on my part. I have no idea where Hocking County is. It could be anywhere. Anywho, we're also joined as always by the homies Lunchbox 2099.
Oh, all the lights are shining so brightly everywhere. So brightly, baby. And the sound of children's laughter fills the air. Oh, yeah. And everyone is singing, oh, yeah. I hear those sleigh bells ringing. Santa, won't you bring me the one I really need? Yeah. Oh, won't you please bring my baby to me? Oh, I don't want a lot for Christmas. This is all I'm asking for. I just want to see my baby standing right outside my door. Oh, I just want you for my own. More than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. Oh, baby, all I want for Christmas is you. You, baby.
Fuck yeah.
That was the one time you did a little bit too. You were a little bit too happy to say that one.
Gave it a little jazz. Put a little stank on it. Oh my gosh! But wait, there's more. Returning to the box of 4 that is the service we use to record this podcast, which is called Iris. If you ever wonder, if you want to know what you should be using for your podcast. It's the RV in Puerto Rican. It's my homeboy, Gabe. It's good, homeboy.
I don't want to be so infrequent that I'm treated like a special guest. I'm a regular here.
I'm not. I wouldn't try to treat you as regular, but you have not been here for a little bit, and so when you come back, you get a bit of a pomp and circumstance because you deserve it. So pomp, circumstance.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
The Randy Savage entrance.
He's the Cliff Clavin of our podcast.
As opposed to the norm?
Yeah, everybody can't be Norm.
You know what it is? It's remote. So I have actually only one news story this week because we got Gabe in the house. I figure, we'll do one news story, and it's just some random shit that I saw on the internet, and I was like, man, that's fucking me up. And I figured it'd be a bit of a discussion to have there. And then we'll do some amateur assholes. It's a gravy, baby. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be lovely. You're gonna love it. I know you're gonna love it. I know you do love it as it is. So it's also good. Also, this is technically our Christmas episode. So
No.
I need something. I need a Christmas vibe, and I don't know what that would be, and I don't have one, so I'm just gonna give you what I give you.
Can you do like a Christmas version of the entrance music, or I don't know? Oh, there's no more. There's no more entrance music. That's right. Damn.
No. There's entrance. There's entrance music, and I actually am whitelisted and have the license to use it. So don't worry, your boy keeps this shit running like a top.
But since Gabe is here, we don't have any other Christmas stuff. This song wasn't completed yet, but I can do it right up front, and then we can get my shit out of the way. What do you think?
Well, let's build, baby.
Okay.
All right. So the other day, T was playing a Donny Hathaway album. He was like, "Man, I found this B-side I like. This B-side to This Christmas." And I was like, "Man." I had just watched that Weird Al Yankovic movie the other day. I was like, "Is there a This Christmas parody?" Well, guess what? I wrote one. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but because I totally was working on it earlier, but then I was just like, man, this ain't good enough. But since I think you guys needed me a little bit with the Christmas stuff, let's just start it. Imagine Donny Hathaway's This Christmas beat is playing in the background. Let me take a little sip of my tea. Why would you ever think that we would get back together this Christmas? Yes, your breath do stink. You had too many drinks of liquor. This Christmas, all we do is fuss and fight. You bricked my car last night, and this Christmas, you see, will never, ever, ever be with me. Yeah. See my hands, see my hands.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh, I have more, but I want to finish writing first. But that was a little taste of this Christmas.
Hey T, Merry Christmas. I just bought you an animation cell for Mario.
You can't be doing that, Box. Oh, you're the best, and I hope you didn't pay much money for it.
I paid $100.
See, that's too much. That's too much. That's far too much money. That is insane. I'm going to do whatever. You're a sweetheart. All right. Look at that. That's gorgeous.
It has the sketch art with it, too.
So, what y'all don't know is, as we started this evening, Box was like, you got to get in this whatnot auction. I'm like, okay, let me get into this whatnot auction. And as it turns out, this person, whoever this person is, has found a treasure trove of animation materials from the former Deke Entertainment studio. Y'all, if you are a child of the 80s, probably the 90s a little bit too, you probably heard Deke, end of a cartoon. It was a French studio that had, of course, an American subsidiary that did a bunch of animation of things like Double Dragon, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, so forth and so on. Inspector Gadget. It's a lot of stuff that came out of Deke. And Box, like I said, came across this guy who found this treasure trove, bought it.
Yeah, they bought it at a flea market in California. So they've been doing YouTube for like 10 years or something. This guy and his buddy, Pixel Game Squad, and Yeah, recently they put up some YouTube videos where they came across someone at a flea market. They go to the same flea market in like all their videos, but they were at the flea market, and this person had animation production work from the Deke studio, and it was like art, like the portfolios for each episode of the Super Mario Brothers cartoon, binders full of concept art for Double Dragon with like background animation and everything. There was Brave Little Toaster. There was like a Sabrina cartoon. They've got Tales from the Crypt Keeper.
Yes.
All kinds of stuff. Like I'll dig up the YouTube links and send them to you guys so you could watch them if you want.
And I can also put them in the notes so therefore they can be whatever. Yeah, it's both fascinating and infuriating that whomever would just throw something like that out without, I don't know. I guess you can't expect whoever worked there because that studio is defunct and it's been out of business for some time to just try to take care of a defunct studio's remains. But still, like stuff like that is literal art and history and so forth. And I really wish it could be better taken care of. If you saw this auction, because we was watching it for a little bit as we were doing pre-show, they just touching shit, bare ass hands, and like stuff like this. Things like this need to be white gloved. It's not something that you should just be fondling. You know what I'm saying?
I went back into the auction when we started recording because I haven't had it open for like 45 minutes, and because I just wanted to see what stuff was selling for. And one of the folders sold for like $1,200.
Wow. Yeah. So that I'm just telling y'all, it's crazy that this is a find of like. Did y'all come across the guy on TikTok who found a photo album that pretty like hardcore proved that what was known as the rape of Nanking occurred? Did y'all come across that at all in the history? Okay. The rape of Nanking is Japanese soldiers doing some fucked up shit in China during World War II. And it is always spoken of, but Japan has always denied it. Just said, we ain't do none of that shit, y'all lying. And there's not really proof of it because, it was the fucking 40s and proof was hard to come by. Well, this guy runs a pawn shop and has a TikTok that he talks about, and he talks about the stuff he gets in the pawn shop. And he came across, somebody came through with basically what is a photo album, and such a well done, like not just a photo album, it was if you could imagine almost a scrapbook, you know what I'm saying? Like you've seen on TV that is super well documented, and the pictures are like, this took place, this is where this is at, this is what happened here, so forth and so on. It hands down was like, yo, the rape of Nanking clearly and truly did happen. And when it was all said and done, people were like, what the fuck is you doing putting that shit on TikTok and making content? Like, people was upset with him about it. And when it was all said and done, he sold it to the Chinese government and was probably got a pretty substantial sum of money, but also ended up getting like some state awards or whatever. Basically, cool shit. There's like, we gift you this as from us from the nation of China, not Japan, China, and it's like I said, it's these historical artifacts that random people are finding. Now he is a pawn shop owner. He seems to know what he's doing and how to deal with shit like that. But like I said, this just seems like a schlubby Joe Blow motherfucker who sells shit from the flea market, and he is simply not taking it. He's just like, they is all just out there greasy mitts just touching shit, and I'm just like, damn it. I'm like, I tweeted at a guy who I know runs the video game history museum or whatever, or video game history organization, and I truly was hopeful that I hope he sees that, because some people have their tweets is basically only people who they follow can tweet at them, but I'm hoping he sees it and maybe can get in there and buy it all if he needed to. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? We'll see how that all plays itself out. Just wild shit, y'all.
Can't buy it all now because it's
well, I mean, all that remains. I get for sure. Yeah, so it's just so wild and whatever about that. All right. As I said earlier, I got one news story for you. It's a weird one. It's not Christmassy at all. And it's just something I was like, this is wild. And so let's get to that. Get a quick save. I truly think when y'all hear this, that either y'all gonna be like, "Oh, I know this shit," or y'all gonna be like, "That's crazy." This is from BuzzFeed News. Ellie Hall is on the byline. Twitter data has revealed a coordinated campaign of hate against Meghan Markle. A concentrated set of users drive 70% of the hate comments targeted toward the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, a new analysis has found. Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, have long cited social media toxicity as a factor in their decision to step back from royal life. And now, an analysis of more than 114,000 that's 114,000 tweets about the couple have revealed a coordinated campaign of targeted harassment of Meghan on Twitter. And the 83 accounts responsible for approximately 70% of the negative and often hateful content.
Wow.
On Tuesday, Twitter analytics service Bot Sentinel released a report examining Twitter activity related to the Sussexes? Wow, that's a tough one to say. Sorry, y'all. And found that the majority of the hate and misinformation about the couple originated from a small group of accounts whose primary, if not sole purpose, appears to be to tweet negatively about them. Bot Sentinel's analysis also revealed a level of sophistication and coordination between the accounts who's used their combined 187,631 followers to fuel a campaign of negativity against Harry and Meghan. A Twitter spokesperson told BuzzFeed News on Tuesday that they were actively investigating the information and accounts referenced in the report. We will take action on accounts that violate the Twitter rules. The couple currently does not have social media presence on any platform. Neither does Archwell, their charitable foundation and production company. Meghan told Fortune in October 2020 that she hadn't been on social media in a long time for her own self-preservation. In a January interview, Harry said that he and Meghan will revisit social media when it feels right for us. Perhaps when we see more meaningful commitments to change or reform. BotSentinel is a crowdfunded website and browser plugin created in 2018 to analyze the activity of Twitter accounts and identify those that violate the platform's terms of service. It evaluates an account and assigns it a score based on the likelihood that the account is either run by a bot or by someone engaged in targeted harassment, trolling, or other behavior. Banned by Twitter's rules. Past analysis by Bot Sentinel include the right-wing campaign to discredit the results of the 2020 American election, accounts behind COVID-19 disinformation, and the online abuse toward UK footballers after their team lost in the Euro 2020 final. There's a little more. There's actually considerably more article after this, and of course, this will be in the notes. I used to tell Gabe all the time when he was on Twitter, if an account was seemed weird or just a little too gung ho, put it in Bot Sentinel to see if it was actually a bot or not before he wasted time getting into disagreements with him. Because there'd be so many people that are just basically, honest to God, Russian bots that I was like, don't waste your time or spirit on some motherfuckers that ain't even real. But to find out 83 accounts, that's a small number of accounts, is responsible for 70% of the shit that gets talked about these two people, I thought was just outlandish and insane when you think about it. Because that's all it takes. If that's all it takes, you know what I'm saying? Just a small group of just, I guess, dedicated assholes, then that's how it goes.
Just Pierce Morgan, another 30%.
He seems to definitely account for somewhat, man. He always salty about them. Pierce Morgan is the Skip Bayless of royal reporters. He's always talking reckless, man. But like I said, I found that to be fascinating and thought y'all might be taken aback by it like I was. I was really like, that is bonkers. But then also at the same time, not surprised. You just be like, yeah, that makes sense. Because Twitter, there's a lot of good that I've had and a lot of good times I've had on Twitter, a lot of dope people I've come to know because of that site. But when I cannot be on that site, I cannot be on that site right this very instant. I could just be like, call it a damn night. But I mean, it is what it is. But that was it. That's all the news I have for the week, man. Let's see. And you technically have went already. You got anything else, man? Or did you want to just chitty chat about, or was you really just about to just give me that your parody, John?
My parody joint.
Yeah.
No, we can let Gabe go. I know he's probably been itching to talk.
It's not Gabe's turn.
I'm sorry.
That's not the order this show progresses in. Don't skip my man.
Well, I thought you guys had kind of went with the other talk.
I guess truly we did kind of talk, but I mean, but yeah, Dan might have a whole other. That's just me pulling Dan into my shit. Although technically it's his shit, I don't know how that all plays itself out. And also, I don't know how much of these very words is going to be on this show when you hear it next week. But let's hand the reins of this over to Lunchbox. What's the good word, bruv?
So I had to do jury duty this week.
Fuck. Nice.
And so the last time I did jury duty, I ended up on a court case that went 2 weeks. And so when I got my summons this time, I was afraid that it was going to be something like that again. And so I had to call in to check to see if I had to show up on a Friday to call for Monday. So I called after 4:30 on Friday, and it was like, if your poll number is between 1 and my poll number was 259, I was like, oh shit, there's a chance I might not have to show up. And then the voice on the phone was like, 400. And so I was just like, damn.
Oh.
So I had to go downtown, and you used to wait on like I think it was the second floor of the Justice Center. And I guess apparently during COVID, they said that they needed more space to be able to spread people out. So they ended up rent out the fourth floor of the building across the street now that we used to go to so Anthony could get Panera. And so like I go downtown, I park at the convention center. It's real sweet because the parking is expensive. I don't miss that.
They make you pay for parking?
They don't pay for parking. They even say in the orientation video that their budget doesn't allow them to pay for parking.
Bro, that's hoe shit. You ain't gonna have me coming down to jury duty and force me to pay. No. Nah.
Yeah. If you take the RTA, they'll give you a day pass. But if you drive, parking, you're on your own. So I park and I came up through the hotel across the street, walk across the street, came, I was real the reception lady, at the guest services, so nice. I can't say enough good things about how pleasant she was, how informative her instructions on how to get where I was going was. Very, overall great experience with this lady. So I go to the elevators. What?
I said, was she thick too?
Probably, actually, yeah. But I go to the elevator.
You don't got nothing to be mad about, right?
She was there every day, smiling, saying hello. I was like, they employ some nice people here. But I go upstairs and there was probably about 20, 25 people in front of me in line when I got there on Monday. And it was a normal shit, just wait through the security line, take your phone, wallet, keys out of your pocket, all that kind of shit, go through the metal detector. And then they check you in at a desk. And the funny thing about it was the slip didn't say to bring the slip with you. It just said bring a photo ID. But I walk up to the desk and I saw everyone else handing over their slips, and I had brought mine only because it had a map on the back. So I just wanted to make sure that I had the map to reference if I got lost. But I saw everyone else handing over their juror summons slips, so I did the same. And she looked and she goes, "Okay, do you still live on so and so street?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Okay, you're all set. Go find a seat." And I was thinking you're not going to check my ID to make sure I am who I say I am? The paperwork says you're supposed to, but okay. So, I go sit down, and I was early enough to where I was able to get one of the cushy chairs, because it was a giant open floor, and they had, the conference-y type chairs where it's, the plastic back with, the netted seat on the rickety metal legs that kind of wobble and shit. But I managed to get one of those, cushy, like small, like couch-like chairs that like they put in corners and shit, like in like airports and stuff. So I was like sitting over there, and the lady who's like running the whole jury thing, she's like in charge of the juror group. She's like gives a little spiel about like don't park on the street and jury duty is so awesome, and you know I know a lot of you probably don't want to be here, but you'll like it. Blah 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 blah. And then they play like a video that's like a bunch of people who work at the like judges and lawyers and all these people like, oh, jurors are so important to the justice system, and we couldn't do this without you, and oh man, it's an honor to serve, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, why the fuck am I so tired right now? Because I had to get up 2.5 hours earlier than I normally do, drive my ass down here with my own gas, pay out of my own pocket to park, to be in this room right now waiting on something that may or may not happen. Such an honor. But anyway, so like the lady tells us that they had 18 cases on the docket for Monday that they may end up having to pull jurors for. But the way it works is they might not end up pulling jurors because either they'll decide on a courtroom trial, they said, or they'll decide to just settle. That they said some people, like once it gets close to the fact that they might end up having to put their fate in other people's hands, that they just end up taking the deal because they don't want other people to decide for them. So we waited in the room for like probably about an hour and a half, and then they started calling people over the microphone, and I was like, oh man, I ain't been pulled yet. Cool. Because like I said, we had like over 400 people based on the draw numbers, you know? So there was a lot of people in that room waiting. And then around lunchtime, because they told us lunch was from like 11:30 to 1:15, and they told us when they were putting us out for lunch that like they were down to 7 cases that may or may not need jurors because a bunch of them had like settled out or decided to do something else. So I was like, oh shit, sweet, maybe I'll get out of here. So like I go to lunch, and I've told you guys this already, but like I had lunch at a place down in the lobby. It wasn't the greatest. I'm not gonna like badmouth it, you know, like by name or nothing. But let's just say, yeah, fuck it. We here. I paid $6 for 3 wontons. Well, all right, they were supposed to be dumplings. All right, so I paid $6 thinking I'm gonna get like 5 or 6 dumplings. You know, 3 of the smallest bite-sized dumplings I've ever had. Then I paid $13 for the wateriest mac and cheese I've ever had in my life. Not impressed, but at least they only charged me $2 for the Gatorade. If you're in that building, you know the name of the place I'm talking about. Never again. So I had. So the funny thing about this though was like I said, they gave us an hour and 45 minutes for lunch. I think part of it is because they're like, they want to give the court system enough time to like figure out what they're doing, and then like they want to be able to pull people, have shit ready. But also I think they want to give people who don't come downtown like very often a chance to like maybe go walk around, grab some food from somewhere they've never been or something like that. But us, I worked downtown for over 8 years. I've been to most of the places down there. I didn't feel the need to walk across like Public Square in like 35-degree weather to go get a sandwich from like Jimmy John's or something. You know, like I'm good. So I ate down in the lobby of the same building I was in, and then I went back upstairs. I was gone for like maybe a half hour. And I'm thinking, all right, cool. I only used a half hour of the time. I'm gonna head back upstairs and go get my cushy chair back. And the rest of this afternoon, like hopefully I'm gonna be comfortable. We're gonna get through this. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I go back upstairs, and some old white lady in some FUBU sneakers stole my chair. She drug it like 15 feet away from where it was, over next to like one of them phone charging stations that you see at like arenas and shit. And she has her phone hooked up to the charger station. She's on the phone talking in my chair. And I'm like, this bitch. So I ended up having to sit in one of the rickety ass, uncomfortable, regular folding chair things. And man, not a good time. But the good thing about this day was these courts, they just like they made their decisions quick, because like lunch was over at 1:15. 1:45 they got on the microphone and they're like, all right, the last three cases that could have went to trial have all decided to not proceed, so you guys are all free to go. And I was like, oh shit, sweet, I'm out of here. So we dipped out at like 1:45. I came home. I got home at like 2:10, and then I ended up going to my city hall, because this is gonna sound bad, and you guys are gonna be mad at me, but it is what it is. I didn't file my city taxes this year, and so like I had to go file my city taxes.
Why would I be mad at you for not paying your taxes?
Because this is a very irresponsible thing. But I have a reason why I didn't do it, and I will explain. So before this past year, we were considered to work in Cleveland. But now that we work from home, my city that I live in is the city that gets the taxes directly on my paycheck.
Yeah.
The whole time that we worked in Cleveland, I stopped filing Cleveland city taxes, because technically I lived in Cleveland for a few years still, because I was using my mom's address before I bought my house. So I stopped filing Cleveland city taxes like years ago, even before like I technically moved out of Cleveland, because I'm like, you guys are already getting the money out of my check anyway, so what the fuck do I need to come there for you to verify it for? You already have it. If you really are that pressed about it, come see me.
Same.
So when we got moved to like work from home, I called to like the city hall of my city, and I was like, hey, because they had sent me like a prepayment bill in the mail, because they wanted to prepay every quarter or whatever. And I had already prepaid when I filed my city tax with them a couple months prior. So I called and I'm like, hey, do I have to pay this? Because like I just got moved to like work from home, so now my city taxes for you guys just come directly out of my check to you 100%. I'm like, so like, why should I have to prepay if you're already getting it directly out of my check anyway? And so she like pulls up my records. She's like, oh yeah, well you already prepaid, so you're good. You don't even bother doing that. And I went, all right, cool. So I'm thinking, all right, so why should I have to come up there at the end of the year like and file this shit? Because you already told me you got it all. You're getting the money out of every check anyway. There's nothing to do here. You already got it. We're good. So then like last month I get a letter in the mail that's like, you didn't file your city taxes this year. You need to do that shit. Come give us our money, and we're charging you for being late. And I was like, fuck. And I like, there were a couple days where like I wanted to try and do it, but then like stuff came up with work where like I couldn't like really get out like at the right time to go do it or whatever. And so like when I got home early that day, I was like, you know what? I'm up. I'm out and about. I got pants on. Let me go fucking take care of this real quick. So I went up to like City Hall, and I'm expecting like, because I read through the paperwork and they were saying that it was like a $25 late fee for every month you didn't pay, up to a maximum of $150, plus like late interest on like the money you owe and all this, that, and the other. I'm thinking, oh man, they're gonna fucking like rake me over the coals for like $300 to $400 just on late fees and shit for being irresponsible. So I go up there, and like the lady comes to the window. And she goes, how may I help you? And I went, I made a boo-boo. And I hand her the envelope, and I'm like, I didn't file my taxes this year like I was supposed to. And she goes, oh, man, tisk. And I'm like, she goes, all right, give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. So then she comes back to the window. She was real quick, too. Like, she took like maybe 3 minutes. But she also has the luxury of being able to just pull up my profile with all my info and shit. And I handed her my W-2. So it's like, all she had to do was plug in like a couple boxes. So she comes back up to the window, and she's like, okay, you owe $64 and some odd cents. And I was like, what? I'm like, that's not what I was expecting. I'm like, I was expecting it to be a lot more than that. She goes, well, you only owed such a small amount that I just waived all your late fees.
Hell yeah.
I was like, that is so nice of you. She goes, yeah, it's the Christmas season. She wasn't doing none of that happy holidays. She was a full on Christmas. She's like, we Merry Christmasing up in here. I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, how do you want me to pay? She's like, you gonna pay with cash? I'm like, I didn't bring cash because I didn't know what I owed you. So I'm like, I brought a checkbook. I have a credit card. She goes, okay, you can pay by credit card if you want. She goes, but that we'll have to add on a credit card fee. So they raked me up for another $5. So all in all, I was in the hole for $69 and some change. But I was planning for way worse than that, which is why T just got an extra Christmas present during the recording of this episode. So
Score.
yeah. But yeah, so I paid those taxes and then I came home. And the one thing about all this though is like, before I get to day 2, if it has fucked my sleep schedule because like I am dying right now. I went to bed at like between 10:30 and 11:30 for like 4 straight days because of this shit. And so like my internal clock right now is like, why are you still awake, bro? So I'm doing my best to keep it chugging along right here for everyone listening. But anyway, so we go to day 2. Same thing. I get up super fucking early, drive downtown in the dark, park, go over to the building. And now this day, I'm probably like the 15th person in line to get in. And I go in. I go back to I take the chair over because it's still next to the charging station. I sit down in that chair, and about 3 minutes after I sit in that chair, who should show up but the lady from the day before who stole my seat? Rocking the same FUBUs that she did the day before. And she sits down in that rickety ass like normal folding chair thing right in front of me because it's like the way the chair I'm in is the back's against the window and it faces out to the crowd of like the sea of folding chairs. So she's sitting on that folding chair, and I think she's thinking that like at some point I'm gonna get up and go to the bathroom or I'm gonna go get some water or something. But nah, I'm fucking stubborn. I'm pig-headed, whatever you want to call me. I will sit there having to pee for hours just so that you don't get what you want. And that's what I did this day. I sat there from about 8 o'clock in the morning till they released my ass at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't even get up to take a lunch. And I will tell you this. She was planning on me getting up to take a lunch because about 45 minutes after she sat down in front of me and realized I wasn't getting up, she left. She got up and walked away somewhere and sat down for a couple hours. Didn't come back. I don't know where the hell she went, but she got up and went somewhere else. 5 minutes after they said we could go to lunch, she showed back up and sat down in front of me with the look on her face like, damn, he didn't leave. Damn right I didn't leave because I knew what you wanted and I wasn't going to let you have it. I had to pee for the last 2 hours I sat in that chair. I kid you not. First thing I did when they told us they were releasing this is I went to the bathroom.
Because this chair is not for us, by us. This is my chair.
It was just like, I didn't want to sit in that like rickety ass chair. And I was willing to. But the other thing about it was like, I already told you guys, I didn't feel like leaving the building to go get like Subway or something, because that's all that's really like over there. There's like across the street, they moved. There's a Days Cosmic Subs now, like directly across from the Justice Center. There's a Subway down the street. There's that deli that's on the other side of the Justice Center. They had that like really dry ass terrible pie that I got one time, like the West Third Deli or whatever. Then there's like, you know, I'd have to walk through Public Square to go to like where Chipotle and all that shit is. Otherwise, it's like,
gone?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there's hardly anything over there. I'm like, and I didn't want to eat the same shit that I just shit talking from the day before, and I wasn't gonna go out to Starbucks and pay like $6 for a donut or something. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just sit here and I'll not eat. So that's what I did. I'm like, I'm making a point. I'm making a stand. I don't feel like eating anyway. I'll just sit here and I'll mind my P's and Q's and I'll tough this out. So that's what I did. I sat there. I didn't go eat for lunch. I didn't pee. I waited until they're like, you know what? You guys can all go. There's no cases. You're free. Your service is done. Because that's the other thing. They tell you on the summons that they can hold you for up to 5 days. But now when you go down there, if you don't get a case by the end of the second day, you're done. They give you the certificate. They say you served and they let you go. So now I don't have to go back for at least 2 years if they call me.
Nice.
Were you allowed to play on your phone or anything while you were sitting there?
Yeah. You can bring a computer, you can bring a tablet, you can play on your phone, you can read a book. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want while you're sitting there. Like they didn't have any restrictions on any of that.
What was
I
it
just
like
played
being
on
back?
my phone the whole time.
What was it like being back downtown after all these years?
Mm,
I mean, I know you didn't really get around downtown, but just to be
I'm gonna
back
tell you
down there.
this. Kind of sad because a lot of the shit that used to be around that we used to see all the time is either gone, empty, or it's like something that I don't know. So that like the new is a little like, oh, I wonder what that is. But there was a lot of like, oh shit, there ain't nothing there no more. There's like I saw like the Phoenix Coffee Company thing that we used to go to on East 6th I mean East 4th is now like a little spot over by like the PNC building. Like you remember when we would come out of Walnut Wednesdays and walk across the street and there was like that bus stop right there? Right behind that bus stop is where that coffee shop is now. They had like a little tiny like banner sign above a doorway. That was how I saw it. I was stuck at the red light and I saw it. It was like, oh, Phoenix Coffee Co. But there was like a couple places that like had giant like window coverings up that was like, oh man, you could totally move into here right now if you wanted because it's open. Just call us. But I mean, you know, I will say it was like kind of nice to get out of my routine for 2 days and like get out of the house a little bit. But like jury duty when you're not actually doing jury duty is fucking boring. And like I'm happy that it's over.
Trial.
But I mean, I guess like I wouldn't be so like down on it if I didn't have to wake up so early.
Yeah.
Cause like I'm not an early riser and like I have other people that live with me. And so like the one dude, he gets up and gets ready for work at 7. That's about the time that I probably would have been getting up and finishing getting ready. So in order to accommodate him, because it's his normal schedule, I'm the one that's like butting in. I had to wake up earlier so that I could be done in the bathroom before he got up to get ready for work, which means I had to wake up at the early 6 o'clock hour so that I could be downtown, you know? So it's like, I'm just glad that it's one of the things that made me not want to work in the office we worked in when like everything was normal. There were so many days that I wanted to quit. Like, especially when it was winter and we had to like walk down to the flats after work and like in the pitch black and it's 0 degrees outside and like the wind's blowing in your face at like 20 miles an hour and you got to walk for a mile because you work in a building that has parking that costs like $16 a day. And I'm just like, fuck this. So that's why like when we work from home now, I'm just like, I don't have to deal with the traffic anymore. I don't got to deal with the elements. It really made me appreciate what I currently have by having to experience a little bit of what I used to have to experience. But also not getting put on a fucking 2-week criminal trial was nice too. That was the thing. Like if they were gonna put me on a trial that lasted like a day, I'd been cool with it. I would have went in there, I would have like listened, I would have did a verdict. No sweat. But like you scarred me for life the last time you put me down there and made me do that shit. I got like 2 dudes that I'll never forget for the rest of my life because I know I was part of a group of people that said you're going to jail for over 20 years. That shit like stays with you. You don't forget that kind of shit.
Yeah, it is an actual bit of trauma. And that fucking stinks, man. Oh, good Lord.
But on a brighter note, I have a couple of new Christmas ornaments for my Christmas tree.
Sweet. Where'd you find those at?
Whatnot.
Oh, man, you are bodying it, aren't you?
Man, I got a Darth Vader Hallmark keepsake from 2002. And then the one that I think is really cool, I got Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. It was a Hallmark keepsake, but it's got a plug on it where you pop one of the bulbs out of the strand of lights, and then you pop it into the thing, and it lights up, so he's in his cockpit.
I always like there. I don't know if I even have any more. I used to, and again, the kids decorate the tree this year, so again, I didn't really have much to say over. But I have a couple of those ornaments in my collection where you do that. You, like I said, you basically use the electricity from the lights to run the ornament, and I think that's so fucking dope. Yo, you know what, man? I don't think they brought my damn Zelda ornament out.
Hey, tripping.
Or my turntable. I got a turntable ornament. And I got a sweet ass Legend of Zelda ornament, and I need both of them hoes. So I might have to go to the basement because it comes down from the attic, gets set up here, and then everything sits in the basement until it's time to go back up.
Yeah.
So I might have to go visit my shit in the basement and then find my proper ornamentation.
One of the reasons I tried to talk to you guys last week about when we were going to get together, do gift exchange or whatever, was because, I mean, this is going to be a spoiler for Anthony, but in Anthony's gift, one of his items is a fucking Christmas ornament I bought him that I wanted him to have for Christmas before Christmas.
Well, maybe I should just come through and bring you your presents and get mine pretty soon. Like maybe I can do it during this week.
Yeah, I won't be home tomorrow, but like I'm not planning on going anywhere else. Well, I have bowling on Monday, but other than that, like I'll be home pretty much every day between now and Christmas. Then.
Okay, I'll let you know. Because I think my partner is off the whole week.
Nice.
But I can still go out for lunch and stuff like that.
Nice.
You put it in my head that I probably need to talk to the tax division of the city I live in, because they too be sending me them envelopes talking about, hey man, you need to pay your quarterly taxes. I'm like, I do. Every damn paycheck you take my taxes. They are paid bi-weekly, quarterly. You got them hoes. Quit fucking with me because they be charging me. Like you said, they be giving me late fees and shit. And I need to fucking I need to have a conversation with them about that.
Yeah,
like, bro,
I
am
call
your taxes.
I literally called her the first, like when I got that first paycheck where they switched us over to work from home.
Yeah,
I called and I was like, "Look, I work from home now. Your taxes come directly out of my check to you. Do I need to pay this?" And she went, "Nope. I'm gonna remove it from your profile. You are good." And I haven't gotten a single one of those bills in the mail since.
Yeah, I probably should have been done that, and I just didn't think of it until you had that bit of discussion. But as always, Box comes through doing shit, and it seasons the pathway for the rest of us, including
It reminds us of things.
Yeah, indeed, my man Gabe.
Okay, so this is not a video cast, so only these three gentlemen saw my reaction. But as soon as Lunch mentioned jury duty, I'm like, shit, because I might have a notice awaiting me. I don't know because all right, living from the road's a weird situation. I use my brother-in-law's address as my Cleveland address.
Isn't he also on the road?
He is, but my mother-in-law lives there and she gets our mail.
Okay.
Okay.
How's that
All right.
going?
Yeah, it's been going all right. I mean, I got the last couple jury noticed from her, and then I had this little exchange with the jury people, and I'm a little concerned because I didn't get anything since. So I called when I got my last notice back in July. All right, I called and I explained my situation. You know, I'm traveling on the road. But I'm still got my residence in Cleveland for all the legal shit. And the guy was on the phone with a woman. I can't remember. It's been months. He's real friendly. Said, "Oh, just write a letter." So this is what I emailed them as requested by the jury people themselves. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. To whom it may concern, this is my letter. To whom it may concern, I recently served a jury summons with juror number. You don't need that. I would be more than honored to serve on a jury, but my family and I have been detained out of state due to a family emergency. My family and I left Cleveland, Ohio, for personal reasons months ago. The family emergency has indefinitely extended our stay out of state. We are currently in South Dakota and have been here for the summer. While here in South Dakota, a member of our family was hit by a car. I didn't put an exclamation point, but that should jump out at you. Don't shake your head. So, a family member was hit by a car, Terrell.
You talking about the dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to give it up to you. It's factually accurate.
Yes. So, due to ongoing issues with medical care, we cannot leave the area for 8 weeks. This is also true. In fact, there's a possibility we may have to settle permanently in the area to continue treatment. Please accept my regrets and an apology for being unable to report for jury duty. I hope this letter explaining my situation is acceptable. I'll be happy to answer further questions necessary. Thank you for your understanding. Very professional, very polite, correct?
Yeah.
I think the end was a little bit too much where you were like, we might have to live here permanently because of this. But, you know, the rest of it seems solid.
I was pretty upset at the time. So this is the response.
It came across as like a kid who was lying, but then kept adding more to the lie to make it like be like, can you believe this happened? And then like, no, because none of that shit sounds plausible.
Look, I found him hit by a car.
You started out good, but then you just kept adding and adding and adding.
Well, the 8 weeks thing is necessary. They're like, hey, man, don't leave the area in 8 weeks. We got to check up on this dog.
No, I get it. Like, I understand. All I'm saying is, like, we might have to live here permanently. That was a little over the top.
Yeah, that was a little over the top, but I was like, it was a concern at the time. It was an outside concern, granted, but it was there in the back of my head.
I know damn well that if it came down to it, like, if that dog was injured so badly that he could never travel again, and then if you had to care for him, that your family had to set up permanent roots in South Dakota, you all would have dumped that dog on somebody else that lived in South Dakota and carried on your merry way.
No, we probably would have brought the dog with us.
You're already on wheels. You might as well keep them on wheels.
Against doctor's orders?
I missed what Anthony said.
He was quiet, so I can understand that.
Yeah, I don't know what he said either.
Can you repeat yourself? You was a little...
Oh, I said you already on wheels.
Yeah. So this is what I got this is the response I got back from the jury bailiff. Hello, I feel the need to remind you that jury service is not optional, but rather a mandatory civil duty. If you intend to remain a permanent resident and a registered voter of Cuyahoga County, you will need to complete this requirement. He gave me some reasons for dismissal. Unfortunately, staying in South Dakota for personal reasons, in quotes, does not fulfill any of the requisites for the fulfillment of a dismissal request. As for now, I have reset your service to the week of October 11th, 2022 to accommodate your request to not serve in the next 8 weeks. You will be mailed a new summons 2 weeks prior to that date. Thanks. And that's from Matt, the jury bailiff from Cuyahoga County. I'll put his fucking shit out there because fuck him. What an asshole.
Fair enough.
Man, I can't believe Matt didn't care about your dog.
Well, it's putting my personal reasons in quotes. Like, I fucking did what you asked me to do. Not Matt, but somebody there. Go talk to your other people that told me that letter would have been okay. You have to be a dick about it either.
Here's something I have found in life. We oftentimes assigned people's emotion. We assign people emotion that may not have been there. If you read that letter as bland as possible, that might have been just what Matt wrote you. You're angry about the response, and so you have assigned it shittier than it might even have come off as. You feel me?
Fair enough. A few things I did have an issue though, putting personal reasons in quotes. I feel the need to remind you. You don't need to remind me of shit, Matt. Sorry. Let's start that over. I got carried away. You don't have to remind me of shit, man. I'm a grown ass man. I know what the what's what.
Don't remind me of shit, man. It's certainly your alt title.
So I got a call. So I put it in my calendar because last time Lunch mentioned in a group text jury duty. I'm like, shit, I got to take care of that Monday, and today's Thursday. So I think they need to make a call tomorrow.
That was why I was chuckling at the beginning of your story, because I remember you in the text saying, "Oh, thanks, Lunch. I need to call my mother-in-law on Monday to find out if I've got jury duty." And then when you start off the story with like, I have to find out, I'm like, you were supposed to find out 3 days ago.
Well, I mean, he has my email. He could have said, hey, would you get that summons I sent you? If he feels the need to remind me of the fucking law in Cuyahoga County as it comes to juries, why does he feel the need he sent out the summons that I might, motherfucker? If he's reminding people of shit, remind me of something that's helpful.
So if you do get it, what are you gonna do?
Well, fortunate, unfortunate, I don't know. I think I can get out because one of the reasons is work related. Requires a letter from your employer stating you will not be compensated for your time off for jury service. This job I have probably won't. They want to compensate me for time off for Christmas, if I can put that out there.
I will certainly remind you tomorrow morning that you need to call about jury duty in case you don't remember. So don't worry about that. As it is kind of my duty as your friend. And had I known that I need to remind you Monday, I would have done it then. My apologies for not having done that sooner. That is wild. And that is so you, and there you go.
I need a planner. Maybe the 2023 time for a planner that I can like attach to my body or something. Because last couple,
I don't know, man. Y'all are very good about using the family calendar and so forth and so on. It's like you just got to put more shit in the calendar so you are reminded. You have a planner already. Use it.
It's true. It's all electronic.
Yeah, that's meaning it's safe in a situation that you'll be more likely to check it because it's in your hand, several times throughout the day. And also, you probably set it up to pop up on your computer if need be. It's like there's workarounds for this. Oh, you, my friend, you.
The whole thing about like the jury lottery system.
Yeah,
it's like I want to know how there are people who are like approaching 60 who I know, like, whenever I tell them about, like, when my jury duty shits come up, they go, oh, I've never gone for jury duty. And I'm like, how is it that I've been pulled 4 times now, and I'm only, like, in my mid-ish to later-ish 30s, and you're approaching 60, and you've never been pulled for jury duty?
I mean, those people don't vote.
That's my assumption, but like
it's based on the voter rolls. That's where they pull that data from.
But some of the people I know do vote. Some of them are friends of mine, and I'm just like, damn, man, these numbers are like swayed in a disproportionate way.
Yeah, you have really drawn the short straw, the long straw on occasion. So you are correct.
Did you talk to? Because weren't you the foreman or something like that when you first did it?
I wasn't the foreman, but like I had some foreman moments in the deliberation room.
My man had to get that 12 Angry Man on. Look, this is what's going on right here, okay?
I literally drew diagrams on the fucking marker board.
But so did you talk to anyone after the case was over? Or to the prosecutor or anybody in charge?
Yeah, they came into the deliberation room after the verdict was rendered. And so not the defendant's judge, but like the prosecution, they came in, and then the judge came in too, I think.
And they talked directly to you?
They talked to all of us. They told us that like they did it, and that the one guy wanted to accept the plea bargain or whatever they were offering, but the other guy that was on trial didn't want to, and since they both wouldn't accept it, that they had to go to trial. And so that, like, they told us that we made the right call. They were shocked that we didn't put them on one of the charges. I think it was, like, assault or gun charge or something. And it was because we had 2 people on the jury that wouldn't fucking... It was the whole reason I was drawing the diagram. They didn't understand the concept of the crime is a pizza pie, and just because they only ate the pepperoni slice and not the sausage slice doesn't mean that they didn't eat from the whole pizza. And so like I was trying to like draw it out for them to be like, look, just because you agree they only did that one thing doesn't mean that they weren't a part of the whole thing. And they're just like, nope. And so we finally were like, fuck it, whatever, just like let's just move on.
Ah, shit, man, that is a Yeah, that's a wild adventure that maybe we'll tell for the patrons someday. I'll give you a little taste of that little situation because I don't feel the rest of y'all deserve it. Be real with you.
There was a lot of stuff that went into that jury trial.
I recall that tale. Again, I was just telling my kid about the other day because of course this new jury duty situation came up. So I was sitting there explaining how you had it before and had to put some people away and so forth and so on. So ain't nothing popping in my world this week. I'm happy to be here. I've been recording. I recorded Crepetissier this week with Nick Jew and Ant, and that was a delight. It remains a delight. I really enjoy doing that show, and you should be fucking with it.
Well, circling back to the jury thing, though, like Lunch's comment that the lottery is odd. Fucking 43 years, I vote, so I know I'm voting. 43 years, I decided to. Well, not 43. They didn't want me on jury duty as a baby, but like for lots of years, living in the Cleveland area, living in the county, never got called for jury duty until I left the fucking state.
Of course, it's like they sniffed it out. They was like, something about this seems odd. Let me fuck with it. So it's wild, man. I like so the last time I got called for jury duty was, of course, height of pandemic. It was pandemic action. And they was like, yeah, no, we not doing that. Don't worry about that. We sent that. That got sent to you automatically, and it shouldn't have got sent to you. And I was like, very good then. Thank you for that. Glad to know I've done my civic duty. And like I said, I've only had to, so I've been called to jury duty twice myself in my entire time living in the area, and so it's just like I said, Box said, it's such a weird.
Yeah, you remember like when I served that because that was the first time, like it was like 3 months I've been working at the company.
I recall.
Yeah, I did that in like it was like June or July, something like that.
Yeah.
Then you remember I got another fucking summons in like December of that same year that they ended up like having to cancel because like I wasn't within the 2-year window where they can't call you anymore.
Like, stop that shit.
Yeah, Gabe gets his first one in like 25 years of voting. I got 2 in the same fucking year.
In the same calendar year, my God. That's wild. It's also very reckless of that system. Again, it's a jacked up system. It's like RNGesus, you know what I'm saying? It's like they throwing dice down there at the Justice Center to see who's getting called up, man. It's like, stop it. Oh my gosh. But like I said, ain't nothing popping this way. You know what I'm saying? My kid is good. We went to the doctor today for a follow-up and everything seems to be healing right. Doctor's like make sure you take it easy this week. I thought I lost my vacuum today. It was a real sad situation. Your boy's vacuuming the stairs and it just was like, I was like, what the fuck was that? And then it made another noise. And then that shit was just like, no. So then I sit down, I like, let me see what's going on. And I take the hose off and it's like of course, a big old clump of vacuum detritus. But then I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I pull a whole plastic fork out the tube.
Oh, wow.
That is so my partner did that move. My kids wouldn't have done it because they ain't vacuuming enough. And they wouldn't have vacuumed that up. And I'm like, what the fuck?
How the fuck would a fucking fork get into the vacuum tube?
Because if I wish I could show you it, because it has basically the tube can come off and you can use it like a wand to reach up or low, and so it goes down into the
yeah.
hard
I was just saying, like if you were just like pushing that, the fork wouldn't even have made it through the fucking bristles.
Correct. Again, that's how I know who did that, and I'm like, it's just a blip. And so I was just like, you know what? It probably just popped a fuse or whatever because it couldn't get past the obstruction. I'll wait until I go for my walk tonight because I had to go for my walk tonight, and I'll plug it in, and if it fires up, cool. And if it don't, then I'm putting it on the curb because it's trash day. So I'm about to go outside the house anyway. And so I plugged it in, and it fired right up. And I was like, all right, cool. It had time to cool off or whatever it needed to do. And hopefully my vacuum lasts a bit longer because the billionaire who owns Dyson don't like that his employees have the ability to work from home. Fuck him.
You have a Dyson?
I was considering buying a Dyson. Truly, I was like, okay, this vacuum is dead. And I know that's the point. I know that they make a solid product and a good brand, and they're a good brand. And I was super salty to hear that fucker was just being shitty about people having the ability to work from home. Motherfuckers ain't building vacuums at the house, my guy. Relax. It's not even that deep, man. So
Yeah. Buying a Dyson is in a whole different stratosphere than I'm in life. I don't think I'll wait till I see a vacuum on sale at Walmart for $69.99. If I really got if I'm really feeling froggy, I might buy $100 vacuum. Because vacuums are one of those things that's like you got too much shit in you.
so
Sorry, boys.
I have long since told the story, and of course it's like probably in the archive. So you if you have not been listening for a very long time, you don't know that the one and only time I had an actual travel, door to door salesman come to my door was a guy selling Kirby vacuums, built right here in Cleveland, Ohio. Give it up. And he came in and just did a demo. And I, to this day, my son still to this day, because he was there when it happened, want a Kirby vacuum. But them shits is wild expensive. So final 21-13, give it up to the 49ers. And I think that means they won the West, right?
Probably.
Anyway, a Kirby. Let's look up a Kirby vacuum, just so I can tell you, the listeners, why you should probably be copping a Kirby vacuum. Them shits is insane. It's like it's wild how well they work. Because my dude came in and vacuumed up shit. He was pulling sand from my carpet. We hadn't been to the beach in a very long time. It was crazy, and I was just like, "Yo, this is bonkers." But a Kirby Avalier 2. Kirby Avalier 2. So this is the one that when you click on buy a Kirby right now, what is on their website and what it comes with. And actually, I'll throw it in the chat so you all can see it. But also, I'm going to throw it in the show notes so you all can see it. Is $2,500.
Damn.
And bruh, if I could get it, well, you know what? That's the ultimate home cleaning system. So we can tap down a couple. Here is the home cleaning system. That's $2,300. And if we go down to just the vacuum and everything that you need with it, $1,900. And I'm not lying to you, buddy. I think it's worth it. If what that man showed me when he came through and showed me what goes down with that vacuum, I was like, yeah, if I had the dough, I would probably buy a Kirby, because it's one of those lifetime investment situations. Because I think they have a lifetime guarantee, and so it's like you would always have that shit. You can pass it on to people. It's one of those things, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's wild that it does that much.
It's like USAA insurance.
Pass it on to your family. You know
my mama served in Kirby, and she's gonna pass it on to me.
I'm glad you said that joke. I only had a dick sucking joke about it.
Oh man,
we told it the first time around the story came. So
there you go.
That's my memory. That's what I remember.
Thinking that a vacuum is gonna blow you with the tube doesn't go the way you think it will.
I think that needs elaboration.
Not with a Kirby. See, that's the thing, though. When you got a Kirby, it's an investment, not only in dirt, but in your dick.
An investment in your dick just became your show title. It was rocking the FUBUs. In your dick. Yo dick. I'm going to spell it just like that. Yo dick. Oh, my God.
I can buy dick. Wait a minute. Hold up.
I'm putting this Kirby link in our show notes right now, people. You will have the opportunity to buy yourself a really expensive vacuum. But hey, not just because I feel like oftentimes we throw the term expensive around, and it kind of comes off more pejoratively than it means, because it seems uselessly expensive. But no, let me tell you right now, bruh. I've seen this vacuum in action in my own home, and if I had it, I would have it. Don't ever let me get wealthy, because I'm buying that bitch.
For the money, I'd rather
never gave y'all niggas money.
I don't know. For the money, I'd rather have a big ass TV.
Oh, again, if I got dough like that, it's the big ass TV, it's the Kirby. All these things is happening.
I would definitely buy like if I had like fuck you money, because even if I won, I would have to win at least $10 million to quit working. 10 million.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the bottom line. Because like anything less than that, it ain't lifetime money.
Yeah.
Especially like buying a house for your mom and stuff like that, and take care of some people. Have my uncles I ain't talked to in years call me again. Anywho, the first thing I would buy is either a DeLorean or an El Camino.
They built new DeLoreans, so maybe you can wait for the fresh one to come through. I think they're gonna make it electric, so you can come through with a dope ass DeLorean. As the gold wing doors lift, karate kick, crane kick, no Jaden Smith. So
Yeah, I definitely would want to buy a DeLorean. Like I have probably like around the house like 6 or 7 DeLorean, like of different scales, but I don't even think I've seen Back to the Future 6 or 7 times. I think I seen the first one more than anything, and the second one maybe 3 times, and the second one is my favorite one.
Yeah, I own a pretty nice box set of those, but I believe they're all Blu-rays, and I wouldn't mind having them 4K because, of course, whenever resolution advances, I myself advance, so it all to the good. So it is. Each week we head up to the mean streets of Reddit, and I pull some of the assholes, and I promise you, I pulled these before we even just before we got on the. No, we were on this microphone when I was getting these. We were technically not recording yet, but we was definitely talking. And so, will these be good, or will they suck? Well, let us see. Will they be the Kirby of Am I the Assholes? Well, I hope not. First up, hold on. We're only gonna do 2. I'm gonna give you 3 options right quick, and you guys decide. Got to get back to that. I can't be just bossing the motherfucking Am I the Assholes. Here's your options. Am I the asshole for exposing my coworkers' bathroom habits? I immediately thought of Captain Lou and chuckled to myself when I read that.
Shit, I did that like the other day in the group chat.
Am I the asshole for leaving a Vegas trip after we got there and ruining the trip for others? Third, am I the asshole for putting a lock on the freezer so my husband can't access it at all since he won't stop drinking my liquor?
I think those last 2. That's my vote. Last 2.
1 and 3.
I agree.
All right, the ayes have it. 1 and 3. We'll save the Vegas trip one for next week, and let us start with: am I the asshole for exposing my coworkers' bathroom habits? I, 25 female, work at a smaller company of about 15 people. I get along pretty much with pretty much everyone, with the exception of someone we'll call Alexis, 40 female. Alexis is very socially conservative, and I am not. I do my best to not talk about things I know will cause an argument, but they sometimes happen anyway. One time I used the bathroom right after the cleaning crew finished cleaning it and didn't bother putting the toilet seat down. Why was the toilet seat be up? I don't know. It didn't bother.
Wait, she said she was female?
I know, but I don't know what that means in this day and age no more. So I'm just gonna let it walk. Let's not do this to ourselves. All we're gonna sit here doing is questioning what the hell's happening.
All right.
No, because I'm thinking like she would have squatted and fell in, right?
Well, let's
okay. Sometimes, here's the thing. Sometimes people will lift up the seat to wipe, so whatever falls doesn't fall and sprinkle the toilet seat. So that's just polite to others.
One time I used the bathroom after the cleaning crew finished cleaning, and I didn't bother putting the toilet seat down because I was just going to squat to pee. My man caught that shit. Well done. I washed my hands, and when I exited, I bumped straight to Alexis. I apologized and went on with my day. Now I know where this is going. And I see where this is going. The brain starts churning, the gears start going. For the next 2 weeks, I thought Alexis was being particularly sanctimonious. I didn't say anything, as it was too out of character. The subject of women's sports came up during lunch, and she made a snide comment along the lines of, people like OP ruined them for everyone else. I'm immediately confused. I've never been athletically inclined at any age. So ask, you mean tall people? No, women that are still biologically men. I knew this where this is going. Once it started going, I knew it. She says with a glare. At the time, this came out of left field, as I am a cisgender woman. While I am still a tomboy in my interest, I am very physically feminine presenting. Okay, one, there's nothing wrong with being transgender. Two, I am not transgender. Why would you even say that? You can't fool me. I saw you come out the bathroom and the toilet seat was up, which is the same confusion we suffered from at the beginning. I stared in disbelief as she seemed convinced that this was the biggest gotcha moment she couldn't even hide her smug smile. I squatted, Alexis. The energy of the room was getting very awkward. So I decided to make a joke. Are you telling me that you park your bare ass on the toilet seat in a public restroom? She turned bright red. Apparently, she did, because she started muttering something about not being weird before bursting into tears and leaving the room. My coworkers think it was rude for me to expose her like that, bitch. But I don't. I think I did. I don't think I did anything wrong for trying to diffuse a situation that she put herself in. Fucking A right. Am I the asshole? You are not the asshole, baby.
No,
This person is a knucklehead and got.
all right. Views that I might disagree with aside and everything. Fuck that coworker. I mean, like I said, things I may disagree with aside. That's fine. That's fine. Believe what you want. But like, you put someone out there and you said some shit that could get you in trouble with HR, depending on the company. I thought this. First of all, I thought this when they said frequency of okay. Let me get back on track. When I said bathroom, when you guys said bathroom habits and small company, I said okay, like someone's putting someone's frequency out there, which is one weird to notice, but like understandable. You're a small company, not a lot of gears in the machine. You all need to be working. You can't go to the bathroom every 10 minutes. But like this is totally different. This is nobody's fucking business.
For sure. It was oh well also before I go any further, anybody have any comments about this that I need to have adjusted?
Obviously, the other woman was the asshole. I just like I've never been bothered enough by someone else's bathroom habits to like cause a scene about it, and like we work with some people where like, you see some stuff, and but that even like then I was just like, what am I gonna do? Like nothing will happen. Like the only thing that ever came up at all was I remember like during like we'll call it group meetings where we were talking about office cleanliness. And some people brought it up in there about people not washing their hands and doing other stuff. But, like, that's about all you can do because you can't have, like, a bathroom monitor in there watching people, for that kind of shit. But, like, in this case, like, yeah, that woman was just being a bitch. It's none of your... Like, I mean, you don't know what happened in there. Like, maybe she put the seat back up for something. Maybe the cleaning crew was in there and it was wet, so she squatted like she said. Like... Anything could have happened. You have to have hate in your heart for people to just immediately go to that kind of assumption.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's a weird thing to notice. I wouldn't even fucking. How the fuck do you even notice that? I wouldn't even notice that. This lady think she's Sherlock or something.
It was just one of those things where somebody think they got the they pull out the little joker, but man, that big joker ain't been played yet. You need to sit your ass down.
Well, we have an edit to this before we go digging any further. Edit. I'd like to address a few things. One, a lot of you mentioned going to HR. I wasn't going to because I thought I wouldn't get in trouble. I thought I would get in trouble too. But if I had been trans, this story could have ended very differently. I'm going to arrange a meeting. Two, I hear you all loud and clear about squatting versus sitting. Unfortunately, I was diagnosed with OCD in the height of the pandemic, and many of my delusions are centered around germs and contamination. I'm going to work on that, but sitting may not be in my future. At the very least, I'm going to look into pelvic floor exercises so I don't end up incontinent at 40. Man, what was going
What does
on in
that
these
mean?
comments? Well, I'll get you
I
there.
don't even know what that means.
I'll get you there. Number 3, a lot of you think this is fake, and considering that the majority of shit on Reddit never happened, I don't blame you. I was a professional fiction writer for a while, and I try to make what I write at least a little bit interesting to read, so my style may be throwing you off. If I did make this up, I probably would have at least had one coworker in solidarity with me. I don't know. Maybe I did volleyball in high school. Maybe I did volleyball in high school. I'm a very lame protagonist. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I did do volleyball. Okay, they're saying about the athlete part. What didn't you know about incontinence or pelvic
Yeah, I
floor
don't know what that
exercises?
means.
Okay,
The incognito.
incontinence meaning that this woman couldn't hold her pee by the age of 40, which is oftentimes a problem for women because oftentimes because of childbirth. Childbirth just wreaks havoc to all the business down there, including fucking with the muscles that help you from not peeing yourself. But you do these what are known as Kegels. Kegels or Kegels? How's that pronounced?
It's Kegels.
Kegels.
It's like
which
the
are
pussy tightening, right?
Yes, it is. Pelvic floor exercises. And
Those
that
I'm
helps
aware
with
of.
yeah. And so basically she's saying this woman is
Always
saying
knowing
that
about the pussy, man.
you nigga got to study your art. You got to know. You got to be wisdom of these situations.
He
So,
was on the 5,
so when you
I
get
was
it,
on the 3.
when you
Every
get
now
an
and
edit
again,
like
you
this,
might find yourself in the slums of Shaolin. You got to be able to navigate.
when you get an edit like this, it means somebody in the comments was talking about this woman's squatting over the toilet, over some of the toilet. It's hilarious to me that that's a thing that people in these comments brought up. It's just wild.
Well, see, and that's where I was going with when, like, I mentioned at the beginning of this that I had discussed a coworker's bathroom habits with my group chat recently, like earlier this week, because I was talking about how we had a guy at work that would squat above the toilet to take a shit, and I mean, like, he would put his feet on the toilet seat, and it was only.
Oh my god, he was shooting the J. Man,
Yeah, he was gargoyling it.
What dude is this?
It doesn't make the show, right?
I mean, does he still work with us?
Technically, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I guess it can't make the show. Okay, what gargoyle is this?
The dude who looked like a chimney sweep. He used to wear the leather jacket, like set right up front.
He sat right up front by the printer.
Yeah.
Did you shake his hand? Is it lucky?
No, I did not shake his hand. But yeah, no, like a couple people noticed it because he would go in the bathroom into the stall, and then his feet would disappear.
I see you start putting 2 and 2 together. This motherfucker must be doing either he's
Ain't got no stormy weather.
Well, like I looked it up online, and it is kind of like a European thing where some of them will stand on the toilet. It's kind of like the squatty potty.
Yes, in a lot of European and in the Arabic world and so forth, they basically have what are essentially holes in the area and like place where you can put your feet, and you squat down and you drop drop. You know what I'm saying? And so he just brought that with a bit of an American panache. I go for it. I would never do it myself because I don't know if I could keep my balance. That seemed dangerous as fuck. Like you gonna slip, your shoe gonna go in the toilet, step in your shit.
That's supposed to be a relaxing time for me. I don't need that. I don't need to concentrate my balance and shit.
He's not a guy. He's a guy of a small stature anyway, and like that's what he was used to.
I have to imagine too, to pull that off, you have to like take your pants all the way off or something, because you need the dexterity, and like you have to have a drop zone that doesn't hit your clothing.
Hey.
The shit drop zone is the best. Oh shit. Let's give me one comment out of this. To be honest, I assume she was upset because OP stood up for herself and no one came to her aid, and the embarrassment of her toilet habits were just her cover story for that. Biggest don't like being called out. Edited to add, not the asshole. She got what she deserved. She thought she called you out on your toilet habits. Definitely an HR issue to stop this before any trans folk come out or are hired. Another edit to also add, in the UK, the Equality Act includes a section on discrimination by association that specifically covers assumed protected characteristics and discrimination based on that, e.g., assuming that they were trans or gay or whatever. So this very situation is actually covered under UK law. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's man. Good job, y'all. Y'all picked a banger.
All right. Feet better pick than mine.
I'm sorry, what was
Not a
that?
better pick, just a different pick.
That's true.
Last up. Am I the asshole for putting a lock on the freezer so my husband can't access it at all since he won't stop drinking my liquor?
Can I preemptively say yes?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's fine. We used to do that. We used to vote if this person was an asshole beforehand, and go and then hear the story and go from there. So you are just taking it to the what we to a day's pass.
Yeah, but I feel a little strongly about this. You locking him out of his fridge? Out of his fridge?
It's not that, man. It's not your liquor. It's our liquor. My husband and
You
I
got a joint bank account?
I don't know. My husband and I have been married nearly 2 years and together for 3. And every time I buy some vodka for myself, he drinks it without replacing it. And I only get to drink maybe 2 or 3 shots worth of a 750 milliliter bottle before the rest is gone within a week. I've asked and told him repeatedly not to touch my vodka because it's rare that I get a chance to buy some. So when I occasionally get the money, I like to treat myself and make it last.
Forever.
He doesn't listen despite numerous conversations and fights about it. Important to note, neither of us drink heavily. We usually only have one drink at night, if that. I gotta tell you, if he that don't the data seems to be disagreeing with what you're saying. But he does go through liquor quickly, meaning you're not having just one drink a night, my guy. I buy the 750 ml bottle, knowing full well that he would leave if he would leave it alone, like I asked of him, that the bottle would last me around 6 months. However, I bought a bottle 2 weeks ago, came home less than a week later to find it gone when I should have still had 2/3 of a bottle left, meaning you are having more than one drink a night. I made it abundantly clear to him several times that he was not to touch it under any circumstances unless I gave him explicit permission, and even then, it was a 2-shot limit. But he did nothing. I bought a fridge lock on Amazon, which I installed before putting my brand new bottle in the freezer. Now he's mad that he can't get into the freezer at will and is saying I'm treating him like a child by locking him out and, completely when I can simply ask him nicely not to touch my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This marriage will not last. Oh no, so you that. So
yeah, this problem's here.
Am I the asshole for putting the lock on the freezer to prevent my husband from drinking my liquor? After asking him and telling him repeatedly for the last 3 years to not touch it and being ignored?
I feel like I need more data. I'm gonna stick with asshole. I'm gonna stick with asshole, but I might need more data. Also, I think they're burying the lead here.
It's tough because, like, the act itself does kind of, like, seem like an asshole thing to do. But when you add the context of been asking for 3 years, I feel like it kind of, like, shifts the asshole back to the husband. Almost like they forced this person into this, like, this path, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I ask you if I ask you every day to stop eating my Cocoa Pebbles and you keep doing it, and then you tell me, well, I would do it if you asked, like, bitch, I did. And then you come home one day and you find that I put a lock on the fucking cereal container, then, like, you know, that's on you, player. You had your chance. I asked nicely. You made me
Warranty my Pebbles.
What you saying?
and not replacing it.
Yeah, that's the banger. That's the burner right there. You drink all my shit and don't put me on with some new shit, bruh.
Also, you're drinking a lot.
Oh, you think? Let's get into the comments. I think we'll I can find you something that'll we take care of that. That sounded like wait a minute. You know what? I got to start with this one because motherfuckers is like. So I'm gonna get you 3 comments, people. Not the asshole. I don't drink that much, but less than 750 meals, accounting for the 2 to 3 shots you drink of vodka in a week, seems excessive. That's one issue. The other is the blatant disrespect your husband is showing you. You spoke to him repeatedly across 3 years. He kept drinking it, and so you were left with no alternative. He says you treat him like a child, but he is being like a child. He is being a child. Forgive me. Agree. I'm going to give you an arrow up on that. This comment says, that sounds like a lot to me too, but I just looked it up, and 750 milliliters is about 25 ounces or 25 shots. If they put 2 shots in a drink, that's about 12 drinks. I'm not saying he's not being disrespectful, but he definitely is, but it doesn't necessarily show a drinking problem. Also, not the asshole. Edit, I forgot that a shot is an ounce and a half. That means that there are about 17 shots in a 750 ml bottle. If she takes 3, that leaves 14. If they put 2 in a drink, that's enough for 7 drinks. He's an asshole for taking it when she repeatedly asked him not to, but not necessarily an alcoholic.
Yeah. Heavy drinker, maybe not alcoholic. We can draw the line between the two.
Last one regarding this. The NHS recommends a maximum of 14 units of alcohol per week. 1 unit of vodka is 25 mils. So a 750 milliliter bottle contains 30 units, i.e. twice the maximum recommended amount for an adult. Your husband is at best putting his health at risk, but given he can't control his craving for vodka, reacts poorly when he can't get to it, and is not the only alcohol he drinks in a week, it looks like he has an alcohol abuse / drinking problem. Yeah, it's a lot of liquor, y'all. That's basically what it comes down to.
That he can't stop drinking on a weekly basis. Not like once in a while, like, I put some candy in the house and the kids took it. Like if I was weekly bringing candy in the house and weekly the candy was gone, well, that would be understanding because they're children. This is alcohol on a grown man, so maybe it wasn't the best analogy.
Wait, right. back it up.
That was your week, some of the assholes. In the realm of entertainment, I same shit I've been doing for like ever, y'all. It's Fortnite, it's Vampire Survivors, it's the Big Brunch, which we review with Nick Jew every week on Crypto TCA. You should be getting out with that. It is any number of podcasts, and I don't think I watched anything. I got caught up on Abbott. Anthony talking about Abbott last week reminded me that I had plenty of episodes to watch. And that Christmas episode of Abbott is a banger. And you should go watch it. It's so good. Everything about the episode is great, including Iguodala showing up in the episode. I was like, holy shit, that's dope. So, yeah, you should be watching Abbott. That's what I've been up in the realm of entertainment. And what about you?
Man, I've not watched a lot, but I have. Today, I watched the Miss Cleo documentary on HBO Max.
Call me Mal.
I've been watching the Shy, not the Shy. What's the name of that comedy? Southside. Southside is back on HBO Max. I've been watching that. I've been watching this show that I think it was a Fox show with Mayim Bialik called Cat. That's on HBO Max. I've been watching that. What else did I watch? I think that's about it. But I did knock out as far as like audiobooks. I'm Glad My Mother Is Dead by Jeanette McCarty.
Where'd you get it from?
Libby.
Oh, so I had to. No, I didn't have to do a goddamn thing. My kid wanted it, so I bootlegged it. But it's on my computer, so I don't. I need to figure a way to how to get it on a phone. But if I can just get it off of Libby, I mean, I can just do that, and then it's easier to get.
It's a pretty hefty waiting list for it. what made me mad is I got I got to skip the line for it like a couple weeks back.
Do we get
Uh,
those?
yeah, you it's a little thing on Libby where you could it says skip the line and like with a little 4-leaf clover on it, and sometimes you'll
Oh, you
get
know what?
something that's
I already have it on hold, so I already did put it on hold. So that's cool. It
okay.
just ain't here yet.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was like some of the stuff she talked about. Man, it was weird to have that kind of insight on like somebody. I don't know because most of the the I guess biographies I've listened to haven't been that scathing of the people in other people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
So it was sometimes a difficult listen. Like it was this one part where she talks about her mom like up until she was 17 showering with her mother and her mother giving her like checking different parts of her body. And I'm
Oh,
like, because the way she says it, she doesn't go in depth in it at first. Because earlier on in the book when she's talking, it is, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, it's a good way she wrote it. It's more
Mm-hmm.
childish, and the older she gets, the more in depth and like a grown up she is, like talking about the situations. And then like later on in the book, she's like, yeah, like my mother did that shit to me until I was 17. That was physical abuse. I
Wow.
was so um it was just like at first it's tongue in cheek about like, oh yeah, I'm glad my mother's there, like with the cover of the book, but it's just like my mother lied to me. My mother did all this shit to me, and yeah, it was a quick read. It's only about 6 hours, but I enjoyed it a lot. I'm sorry she had to go through that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I happen to have that on bootleg on my computer right now. So, goddamn, the Grizzlies beat the living shit out of the fucking Bucks. I feel that's a very unexpected outcome. 142-101. That's
Damn.
just saying. That is a wild one. With
I
Giannis
think we
playing. So,
I think we play the Bucks tomorrow.
no, Pacers.
No, I know we have the Bucks coming up sometime soon. I think, and that sentence didn't make sense. I know, and then later on in the sentence, I think like
I know, I think. You know what I'm saying? I'm considering some things. Boxman, what did you do in the realm of entertainment this week besides Cavaliers basketball, a little bit of Browns basketball, football, and so forth?
I watched wrestling. I watched almost 2 full episodes of the Lord of the Rings show that came out on Amazon a couple months ago.
What do you think?
Um, it's interesting, I guess. Like, I don't know who the fuck anyone is besides Sauron, so I'm just kind of like watching it. But I was also like, we'll call it indisposed at the time when I was watching it. So,
Yeah. It didn't get your full attention, so
it had my attention, but I was just like meditating. And
just
so
just take the walk when I give it to you, man. Just like, oh yeah, you're right, T. Not my full attention. You could have just left it there. Yo, honest ass.
Hey,
no, but like
hey.
I'll come back to that. I saw Black Adam is on HBO starting tomorrow, so I'll probably watch that this weekend. And then
Should I watch
probably
Shazam
kids would want to see that.
what T?
I said, you think I should
Sorry.
watch Shazam before I watch it?
I have no fucking idea. I don't know how any of this intermingles.
And it's all over at this point.
Yeah.
Once Flash wraps up, that is it. They announced today that Henry Cavill's out as Superman, which I'm super salty, not salty about, but kind of salty about, because I'm like, man, he was something.
I looked at him and I'm like, yeah, I can see him being Superman. You know, like
sure.
I didn't look at him and be like, I don't know. No, he was Superman, so yeah, it kind of sucks. But
I like him as Sherlock.
I never watched it.
No,
I think too. I might switch over to House of Dragons because I think I'm going to cancel HBO next month for a while because I found myself not watching anything on it the last couple months, and my locked in like low rate is going to end at the end of like January, I think, and so I'm just going to cancel it until something comes on that I feel like watching. I got so much
Last of
other
Us
shit
comes
on
out-
other stuff to watch that like it won't be a problem to get rid for a bit.
Last of Us comes out next month on HBO, so I'm kind of excited about that. So
I saw yesterday that Amazon is going to do a God of War show.
yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
the guy who
One of my
plays the
favorites.
Kratos, Christopher Judge says he wants to play Kratos in the show, and I'm like, if you see Christopher Judge, one, you do see Christopher Judge if you play that game because he does he not only does he do the voice, but he does the mocap for it. So you are seeing Kratos when you see Christopher Judge. That motherfucker.
New or old? I thought the old voice for God of War was the dude from Living Single.
Yes, T.K. Johnson. No, that's the new God of War. The last two, the 2018 and Ragnarok, is
Okay.
Christopher. Christopher Judge.
When you
He
say
won
living
at the
single,
Game
you talking
Awards
about
last year.
like Sinclair living single?
Yeah, the guy who played the black the black lawyer.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
He was the voice.
Yeah.
Is the original voice of Kratos.
Shit, I didn't know that. Now that Anthony did that, though, I could see it. And by see it, I mean hear it, because he laughed just like that in the fucking show.
Yeah, that's why I did that. That's why I did the laugh.
Yeah.
I know you was a 55, baby.
Oh shit, Gabriel, do you have time for? Have you had time for entertainment this week?
Actually with the wife. I watched the last couple episodes of White Lotus.
Oh yeah,
What'd
me
you think?
too.
I thought it was pretty good. I don't want to
Did you
spoil
watch-
anything, but like a lot happened. It's pretty tense for a comedy.
Did you watch the
It's
first
not really
season?
comedy.
Well, I thought it was a dark comedy.
So let me ask you this real quick.
And-
Yeah, I mean these motherfuckers. I don't know if these dudes probably ain't gonna watch it. So,
I don't even know what it is.
Married,
So.
the married couple, the one with the not the Aubrey Plaza, but the other one.
Yeah.
What? So did she say? I don't know if I missed it. Did she say she had a baby with her trainer?
I think that's what they were trying to imply, and with like the husband, she was video chatting with the kids, and she's like calling him over, like say goodbye to the kids. He like rolled his eyes, like I didn't want to be bothered with these kids, and I'm like, oh, wow.
Yeah, I think that they try to imply that, but I don't know. And did you think that when Aubrey Plaza's husband went to go walk with her, did he go bang her?
I don't know because that's a quick recovery time. Plus, you got to walk back to come back and bang your own wife. So maybe he did. That's me. That's what me and the wife were asking too. It's like, did they do it? Did they not? Like, I think it's just one of those things we're supposed to draw our own conclusions about.
Yeah, I don't like that shit.
I don't like that either. You're the writer. What the fuck? What they can be doing the work for?
Yeah, like, yeah, it was a lot of shit out there. I watched this show, but I didn't like that shit. I don't think they should have killed Stifler's mom. Like, what the fuck was that?
We were both upset about that.
What? No way.
Yeah,
You're supposed to spoiler alert.
What the fuck out of this shit?
It's also good.
The way she died was so stupid. That show, I watched it because it was so funny. Like me and my partner were watching it together. Well, we watched the first episode together, and so I guess 7 weeks go by, and I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna watch it." Then so I watched it, and she's sitting on there on the couch watching. I'm like, man, I'm just not really being a hater. I'm like, man, you shouldn't even watch this shit. It's so stupid. Stop watching it.
I had a question for the wife about the show and like HBO in general. She didn't care. It's not that she didn't care for it. She's like, just didn't respond because I said, like, man, I know how it's been for years for women, but man, these shows lately, a lot of dick and a lot of man on man action.
Yeah.
That's I didn't say it seemed unnecessary, but it's excessive. I don't know. It's a lot.
Does your wife
You guys have
like
been looking
seeing?
at tits for 20 years.
Hold on. So, what?
Why do we always compare tits to dick? If you're showing dick, I need to be seeing clits. That's just what it comes down to for me. Titties and dick is not even. And I hate when people always argue that point. It was not even.
That's, what
Hold on. So, the actual wife, this while you have her near you, does she enjoy seeing the dicks on TV? Like, what? How does it make her feel?
I don't know if that's something I want to ask because she'll
Just
say
ask her how she feels about seeing.
it's said badly in so many possible ways. Like I could be, you could watch me, you could listen to me cry on the podcast. Like of course, they're so much bigger than yours.
But that's not what I'm saying. The question is, hey, don't answer.
Okay, fine. Now she wants to know. She wants to know the question. Do you enjoy seeing the penises on HBO?
You didn't have to even say that. You could have just said, "Do you enjoy seeing with them?"
I guess not. No.
She does it. She does not.
I
Okay.
don't believe her.
Question number 2 then.
Should I tell her that?
No. Question number 2. So does she like when they do it in a funny way, like in the Dewey Cox movie, like where the dick was just like right next to Dewey Cox's head? Does she find that kind of funny?
Do you find it funny when they show penis in a comical context?
Like, what kind of comical
Like
content?
in the Dewey Cox show, where he's just sitting there talking on the phone with his dad, and a penis shows up like on his shoulder, near his shoulder. It wasn't on his shoulder, near his shoulder.
Dewey Cox show.
Dewey Cox, with the fucking guy from Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
Oh, I didn't watch that, but
You
yeah,
watched it with
that's
me,
John C. Riley.
John C. Riley. How do you not remember? We watched it together.
I don't remember, but yeah, that was funny.
Okay, but you don't remember it was funny? All right. Well, I guess it's just an example.
Who she had the dick with.
But yes, if it's like a dick just shows up, that's hilarious.
If a dick just shows up, that's hilarious.
We can hear her, Gabe.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, no, I want to make sure it's heard. Also, like,
Usually when a dick just shows up, that's a crime.
it can be. I had to add the HBO part to protect myself, and she said, "Yeah."
You know what I thought was weird though?
Oh, yeah.
That they like a lot of times will use prosthetic penises because the actors won't just get naked. So like in White Lotus, that rapey dude, the one who tried to get with Aubrey Plaza,
Oh, it was a prosthetic.
he said like there's all these interviews and he's like, yeah, it was like the biggest penis I've ever seen because it like come down to his knees.
Oh, jeez.
So that means your wife been doing dick research. 'Cause I never heard of that.
Well, you just hold on yourself a little bit.
What?
You're doing dick research.
I actually googled his with the guy from
That's dick
that
research.
movie
Oh,
and a whole bunch of like articles about like his prosthetics surprised him popped up.
all right. Because I love you, I'm gonna give you benefit of the doubt.
I wasn't like, ooh, let me look up some dicks.
All right. I'll show you mine if you just ask.
Nigga, what the fuck is your problem?
I don't know why you're reacting like that. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was actually kind of smooth.
Yeah.
All right. When are these fucking kids never around? I love you guys, but if you're still awake and hearing me, but god damn, when are you guys?
You get that truck, you'll put it some work. Anywho, did you make the coquito with your cousin, man?
Yeah, that's one of the stories I was gonna tell. So we're gonna save that for next week. I'm gonna get on next week somehow. I'll go outside in the fucking cold and record or some shit. I don't know.
It's cold in California?
Yeah,
It's cold in the part of California you're in right now.
No, just in general it is. Chalky's wife posted the other day, it was like 39 degrees there. I was like, that's crazy.
Ah,
So, yeah, man, it It is just cold in Cali right now.
Mississippi was a lot nicer weather-wise this time of year.
Lowest and all kinds of things otherwise, but whatever.
Well, yeah. Besides the hurricanes and devastating destruction,
It's also
And
good.
Brett
it's nice to
Favre.
be warm in the winter.
Hurricane Brett Favre always a problem.
Hurricane Brett Favre. Speaking of showing your dick, he'd probably show his dick to my wife without even asking her permission.
Who
I
was?
want you to
Brett
know,
Favre?
people.
Who's that?
The quarterback.
No. We are wrapping up the show.
Okay,
Tell her afterwards.
I will.
She knows already. She Googled it.
Thank you all for joining us this week. It was a banger. It was a real Christmas treat, a real Christmas holiday miracle situation vibe here. That's what's up, and I fuck with it. You know what it is. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show where possible.
Oh, stop taking the bus, girl.
Oh my god, this book is crazy.
If you want to support the show financially, a few bucks toss away. You can join us on our Patreon. Where members at the $5 and above tier get extra out each month and early access to the show. You have a show edited. It is sitting right now in. All I gotta do is post the goddamn show, and you'll have it. Gabe just recorded with his cousin trying and his wife trying the orange juice and strawberry syrup situation that in my opinion tastes just like Starburst, tastes just like pink Starburst. And so that's also one you're going to get here shortly. So worry not. I got you, my patrons. I always have, always will. If you got $5 extra, burn the hole in your pocket every month, consider supporting us over on Patreon. It does a wonderful service for the show, keeps us running, and that's pretty dope. We also have merch available. tpublic.com/user/SageCountryMilk, all one word. I have to order my sister one of our sweatshirts myself, so I too will be buying from TeePublic here for my big sister's birthday. Though it'll probably not arrive until after her birthday, but it is what it is. Feel free to give us a call. 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. That's the general podcast hotline. You got something to say about podcast? That's where you go. You got something to say about Crim Pat? That's where you go. You got something to say about this show? That's where you go. We would certainly love to hear from you.
Too many dicks.
Hey, did y'all see the Spider-Man trailer? The Spider-Verse trailer?
I haven't yet. I was going to watch it with my... Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was saying I watched it one time, but I haven't watched it with great detail.
Yeah, I want to say Nerdist did a breakdown of it. There's this is who this Spider-Man is. That's who that Spider-Man is. I'm like, okay. So I'm excited for all these things.
I did see that Instagram clip. Post. Back in my day, they were called clips. No, I mean Instagram post about Spider-Man. All the Spider-Mans that showed up in the trailer. So I saw that before. I'm excited to see the trailer.
Very good.
Probably watch it with my oldest daughter. She loves trailers like that.
Cool. Well, that is Tatum 216.
Yes. Good night.
That is the sleepiest Lunchbox 2099. Thanks for putting up with this and pushing through. May your rest be fruitful.
I do what I can.
That's what's up. That's the real ODP. Good to have you on, man.
Thank you. Now I got to go apologize to my kids that are still awake.
I don't know if you really do. I mean, you will, but you don't have to.
Shouting about your dick across the RV. That's not.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if that's really apology worthy. It's your dick made them motherfuckers. Put some respect on it.
A lot of dick references in this episode. Dick investments.
Really?
Like invest in your dick because that dick makes motherfuckers.
No more than usual.
Podcast.
No more than usual. Not by any way, shape, or form. I am the Internet Table 713. You have just been podcasted. I know you loved it. We'll do it next time, people. Peace.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.
Why would you ever think that we would get back together? this Christmas. Last year you broke up with me, but now you seem a little bitter. This Christmas, all we do is fuss and fight. You keep my call last night, and this Christmas, you'll see, you'll never, ever, ever be with me. Yeah. See my hand, see my hand. All we do is fuss and fight. Your brother shot me last night, and this Christmas, you'll see, you'll never, ever, ever be with me. Yeah. See my hand, see my hand.